Do you know who Vladimir Lenin is? Yeah, the man who destroyed the Russian Empire, the largest country in the world at the time, and turned it into the Soviet Union. Today we are in the city where he grew up, walked the streets and came up with the ideas that would change the world. I wonder, does it still smell like communism here? Well, welcome to Russia. My name is Andrei. I live here in Russia, and I'm showing you this country from the inside, from big cities to tiny villages, from Soviet relics to everyday life. Are you ready to explore? So, we are in the city of Ulyanovsk. It's about 800 kilometers southeast of Moscow, and it was here that the man who destroyed the Russian Empire was born. First, we head to the city center, where the memorial quarter is located. Everything here has been preserved as it was during Lenin's lifetime. Wooden houses from the 19th century illustrate what the city was like back then. This city used to be called Simbirsk, and it was renamed in 1924 when Vladimir Lenin died. And now, in 2025, it's called Ulyanovsk. But why did they rename the city to Ulyanovsk and not to Leninsk? After all, the whole world knows him as Lenin. Well, Lenin was actually a revolutionary pseudonym. His real family name was Ulyanov, and here, in his childhood, he was simply Volodya Ulyanov, a boy growing up in a quiet provincial town on the Volga. This is a monument to the citizens of old Simbirsk. I think young Volodya Lenin looked like that too, but later, when he came to power, the portrait of the citizens completely changed. After Lenin came to power, people in the Soviet Union dressed very differently. For example, like this. But what was Simbirsk like when little Volodya Ulyanov lived here? It wasn't a capital, just a small, peaceful town. And yep, from here came a man who would change an entire country. It's one of the most beautiful buildings in this quarter. It's a Melechная Lavka. It's like a small grocery shop near your house in Russian Empire in 19th century. So I think young Volodya Lenin could go there and bought some stuff. And just a short walk from here was home for the Ulyanov's family. It's strange to think that the boy who might have come here for candy or tea would grow up to lead a revolution. Let's see where he actually lived. When young Volodya Ulyanov was 5 years old, his family moved to this house. And it's absolutely ordinary wooden house. And it has only one floor, you can see it. And they were living there for 1 year, from 1875 to 1876. Around the same time, something happened that must have changed Lenin's life forever. While his family was moving from house to house, his older brother Alexander was executed, hanged in 1887 for plotting to kill Tsar Alexander III. It's hard to imagine that this didn't leave a deep mark on him. Soon after, the family settled here, the house where Lenin spent the next 9 years of his life. And this is the house where Vladimir Lenin lived for 9 years in his childhood. And I think in this house things about communism came to his head. This whole block has been preserved just as it was in Lenin's childhood. No surprise, because in the Soviet Union we had a real cult of Lenin. His face was on money, on school walls, in every classroom and office. Back then, these streets were full of tour groups from across the USSR and even from abroad. Today it's quiet, not because no one cares, but simply because the day I came was the museum's day off. You can literally walk through Lenin's childhood. There are lots of houses, streets, and even the fire station. It's old fire station, and you can see a monument of firemen. Speaking of things you don't see every day, let's jump a few decades forward, from Lenin's childhood straight into the Soviet era and one of its biggest status symbols. Have to tell you guys about this car. It's Volga. It's one of the most prestigious cars in late Soviet Union. These cars were used by politicians and cosmonauts. It was a really expensive car. But for most people, owning any car, let alone a Volga, was almost impossible. In the Soviet Union, you didn't just walk into a dealership and buy one. You had to wait years on a list, pull strings through your job, or know the right people. That's why Soviet cars became legends. And here, in Ulyanovsk, they still built one of the most famous of them. And it's one more Soviet legendary car. And this car built in Ulyanovsk. It's UAZ, Russian military car, Russian military jeep. The UAZ was originally designed as a military vehicle, tough, simple and able to handle almost any terrain. It became the workhorse of the Soviet army, border guards and explorers in the most remote parts of the country. Even today you can still see them rambling through Russian villages and muddy backroads, just like they did decades ago. And over the years, that old Soviet design has been completely updated, inside and out. And I want to show you an updated version of this legendary car. It's new, it's modern UAZ. It's UAZ Patriot. In white color. So beautiful. Let's head back into the Lenin Quarter for a moment. I spotted an open door and of course I couldn't pass up the chance to take a look inside. And guys, we have a unique opportunity to see one of these houses inside. Let's check it. It's a wooden house. I feel the smell of wood. Oh, it's ordinary office. Nothing interesting. And then, right here inside this 19th century wooden house, something I didn't expect at all. Here is a poster for hiring staff for Вкусная и точка. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Check it out. It's the logo of Вкусная и точка. It's the company that replaced the origin McDonald's in Russia in 2022. In 2022, after sanctions were introduced, all the major Western fast food brands suddenly rebranded in Russia. McDonald's became Вкусная и точка. KFC turned back into Rostix, its original Russian brand name. But Burger King, it never changed. Even today you can still walk into a Burger King anywhere in Russia. How is that possible? I have no idea. It just works and that's it. I walked around the Lenin Quarter for about 3 hours. It's very interesting. Beautiful old houses, plenty to see, even if you are not particularly interested in the history of communism. A real open-air Lenin sanctuary. And if you think Lenin is only here in Ulyanovsk, in this quarter, of course not. Lenin is everywhere. Statues, squares, street names. In Soviet times the entire city was essentially one giant Lenin park. In Soviet times, people came here from Cuba, Vietnam, China and most of social republics, because the name of Lenin was a symbol of world revolution, global revolution. And they want to see places where he was born and where he grew up. But now you can't find foreign tourists here at all. You are not into Lenin? No problem. Ulyanovsk has more to offer, like Georgia's old architecture. Some of old Simbirsk is still here, with beautiful wooden houses. My favorite? A place called Teремok. Instantly stole my heart. From this fairy tale wooden house we jump straight into the Soviet era, and nothing screams Soviet more than the massive building right ahead. This huge building ahead is an old Soviet hotel, Venets. And I heard information about they have a great observation deck on its roof, so we need to find it and we need to try it. Let's go, guys! We are heading up to the top floors. Back in the day, there was a rooftop bar up here. Unfortunately, the bar is closed for renovation, but we can use Soviet elevators and we can to look at this view. We are on the 21st floor and it's Volga River and it's the President Bridge of Ulyanovsk. It has length of 12 kilometers and it's nice view too. Unfortunately, we can see the view on this side. It's much better. You may have noticed, in almost every video I end up talking about the Volga River. Well, what can I do? This river cuts across almost the entire European part of Russia. It shows up in city after city, and it's never the same, sometimes wide, sometimes huge. Here in Ulyanovsk it's absolutely colossal, and the city doesn't just have one bridge over it, it has two. The first one, the Imperial Bridge, opened in 1916, in the very last years of the Russian Empire. The second one, the Presidential Bridge, is much newer, built in 2009. And before we leave the Venets hotel, there is one more thing I have to show you, a true piece of Soviet engineering elevators. Check this out. Oh, it's a little scary. Check out these buttons. Green button for the first floor. And we have special buttons, screens with numbers of floors. And we go down now. 12th floor. 11th floor is missed. 10th floor, 9th floor. Yeah, it's a real piece of Soviet Union. You might say, Andrei, it's just a regular elevator. What's wrong with you? But no, it's an old Soviet elevator that's been updated with modern panels. I had the same one in my building when I was a kid. The same sounds, the same sensations. When I was little, it was really creepy. The day is almost over, and it's been a long one here in Ulyanovsk, learning about Lenin's family, the man who took down the Russian Empire and created the Soviet Union. Who knows how things would be today if it wasn't for him. I am walking back through the streets of Ulyanovsk, passing these funny-looking local buses, spotting bits of the Soviet past, like an old swimming pool where kids are still playing, and walking through courtyards that haven't changed much since Soviet times. Back home in St. Petersburg you don't see many like this anymore. This is a typical courtyard in a Russian province, spontaneous parking, Soviet houses, and it looks not good. Old doors, and it's one of the entrances of the building. We have 5 floors here. And speaking of everyday life, let's talk about what it's like to actually stay here. I found an apartment for the night and the price might surprise you. So guys, in the end of this story, I want to tell you about your favorite topic, about prices in Russia. At first, I will tell you about this apartment. I rented it for 2,800 rubles per night. And it's a small studio, it's not big, but it's cozy. It's my office, it's my bed, and the best thing in this apartment is the view from the window. Just check it out, guys. Opa! It's 16th floor, and it's a beautiful view on the river Sviaga and at the Ulyanovsk. But of course, the real question for any traveler, how much does food cost here? And the second thing, but it's important, I went to the supermarket and bought some stuff. And I can tell you about prices in supermarkets in Russia. What I bought at first, of course, borscht. Traditional Russian soup. I really like borscht. It's ready to eat food, but it's okay. It's borscht with chicken, but originally, of course, with beef, but with chicken also okay. It costs, I have a receipt, and of course I will convert it in USA dollars. It costs 110 rubles. The next one is hummus with nuts. I really like hummus, and it costs 130 rubles. Next one, smetana, milk cream, sour cream. I don't know how you call it. It's a milk product. It's really tasty. It costs 85 rubles. We have respect with smetana. It's good. The next one. Oh, I can't tell you what is it because it's too difficult next time. Next one is salad with cabbage. Salad with cabbage cost 70 rubles. 70 rubles. I really like cabbage. It's good. Next one. Oh, cider. I don't like beer, but I really like cider. It's a really good cider from Belarus, and it's cider with strawberry and lime, and it cost 150 rubles. It's just water. 1.5 liters of water cost 22 rubles. The next one is beef stroganoff. It's beef with sauce, cream, and mashed potatoes. I like this dish, and it costs 200 rubles. And juice, carrot with apple. It's 100% natural juice, and it costs 85 rubles. Not bad, right? So, that was my day in Ulyanovsk, a city full of history of Lenin, surprises, and everyday life. My name is Andrei Vasiliskov, and I am traveling across Russia to show you the country the way I see it, real and sometimes completely unexpected. This is still the early days of my English language channel, so your support means a lot right now. If you want to see more of Russia, its hidden corners, daily life and untold stories, please subscribe, leave a comment and tell me what you'd like to know about this huge country. I'll be happy to show it to you. See you guys!